Hey guys, thanks for continually exploring the training session for OmniDeck. This is a pretty straightforward training session. We're going to talk about another prerequisite to building forms. You may have seen how to create assets. We want to set up that data prior to getting into the form designer. Another prerequisite would be a feature of a form that we use called sequencing. So let's say, for example, I may have a report and I want to have a number sequence for each form, right? A PO number, a RFI number, change order number, right? Well, I want to go ahead and set that up before I get into the form designer so I can apply that into the form. So the way that we create a sequence number is by going here into the admin section, going into my sequences tab up to the top. I can also, from here, I can preview maybe what my next value is. You saw I pulled that last sequence number was 31, so now the next one available is 32. So you can always see what's your next PO number out or your next RFI number out. If I want to add a new sequence, I've got a couple of different options here to kind of help me fine tune how I want my sequence to read. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come in and I'm going to name this PO number. My prefix, let's say, is going to be PO. I put this in, it gives me a preview for what this is going to look like down here at the bottom. Let's say I want to also have a suffix and I want this to be the calendar year. So I'm going to do a -19. So now this is how I'm formatting my PO number. Now I can start at a bigger number than 1, or it can just start at 1. I can step the sequence at either by 1, or I can step it by 5 or 10 or whichever, just by changing this number. My padding characters are the numbers that go in front of the next number. So let's say, for example, I didn't want it to go 0, 0, 0. I wanted it to be maybe X's. This will now give me X's to kind of fill in the number. Or if I just wanted to display as a 0 until I get to the larger numbers, I can do that. It just helps me control these prefix padding characters. Now, I can also change the number length. So let's say, for example, I don't really do a lot of these, so I'm actually going to change this down to 3. And you can see my PO number changes because maybe the volume just isn't there. So this is how we effectively create PO numbers or any kind of sequencing number. I'm going to go ahead and save this one here in the system. We can put it up to 5 again and add it. You'll see this number, the PO number sequence is now in the system. So when I come into the form designer, and if I was going to apply that to a particular form, here, I'm going to come in and I'm going to drag in my sequence answer type selected here. And once I've given my reference name, let's say this is going to be PO number, I can select the sequence, which is going to be the one I just set up here, PO number. And that's as easy as it is to set up a sequence inside of OmniDeck. I definitely encourage you to continue exploring the pages. We're about to jump into the form designer where we can now take all of our assets that we just created, all of the sequences that we created, and now we can start building forms uninhibited for all of our different business processes moving forward. Thanks.